All right, everyone, this is Tony Bianco, and we are starting. This is our team training call for, what is it, August? Oh, no, not August. It's September 5th. So September 5th, welcome. I've got with me, I've got Josh and, excuse me, Luhan and Caleb. I love you guys. And then also I have Pete Delmonico.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hey guys.
So anyways, well, cool. Good to have you guys here today. I know we've got some questions that were going on with the compensation plan and a few other things. So let's look at house cleaning first, and then we're going to get into the compensation questions because some of you guys have that. And if you guys are on this page right now and you're watching this, then one of the things I'd like for you to do is below this page is a chat box. So you go ahead and you can ask your questions there, but I have about 6 key questions that you guys have compiled, and I'm going to go over those, and we'll touch base on that one. And then, of course, any other questions you guys have, let's go ahead and address that because today is the final day before the end period of the VIP cutoff date. So just to let you guys know, on the VIP cutoff date, that is going to be Sunday at 10 p.m. Pacific, midnight Central. So it's midnight Central, 10 p.m. Pacific. That's when the cutoff is for the VIP phase. So we want to be able to really maximize that. What do people get when they have VIP? Where they're going to have special event seatings for both events and also trips that we're going to be doing possibly. And then also they're going to have L5 in the compensation plan, which we're going to cover that just a little bit today. So they're going to have L5 for an entire year. They're going to be at a higher place in the compensation plan, which is going to be super awesome to have that. And then also on top of that, let's see what else is going to be kicking around. Gosh, we'll look at that today also. But if you go into your back office, for all of you guys who are VIP, if you go click on rewards, there's going to be a message at the top that says, "Hey, congrats, you're a VIP." Go ahead and take a look at what there is for you. So you just click on that, and then you'll see that. Okay, so let's get into this compensation plan questions, and let me go ahead. Let me look at the first question here. The first question is, what do our customers see after they place an order? That's a good question. What do our customers see after they place an order? Pete, do you know that by any chance?
From the last time I saw it, they're going to get a thank you, and then they'll close that, and it'll ask them to like the Facebook page, the Pruvit corporate Facebook page. And then I think they're in the email system, so they should start getting all the hangouts and things from corporate. And I would imagine we'll start doing marketing. I've been getting questions about, hey, I had somebody register, but I don't know who they are. How do I get a hold of them? I think corporate's certainly going to market to them, and I'm going to ask Brian on our CEO call in a little while. Are we able to call them? Are we able to email them? Because obviously the information's back there. They registered, so. I'll see what we're allowed to do. There are restrictions in this industry sometimes when someone is a free customer that you're not supposed to contact them. I don't think we fall under that, but I'm gonna ask him in a little while on our call. I'll get back to you guys and we'll get that answered. But they get a thank you. It's going to close a button, for their receipt or whatever, kind of like it shows that they paid, and then they're going to be suggested to like the corporate page, and then I believe they're right in the back office. And then we just, want to let people know because some people don't know about the cloud thing. They'll get an email, but, it's good to remind them. I give them a couple little, give them the cartoon, give them the KETO call, maybe give them Tony, if you're on Tony's team, obviously give them something for your guys' team. And then they're off to the races generally. Put them in a group, chat.
Yeah.
Just get them plugged in.
Awesome. So, and then which that kind of answers the third question we have right here, which is how can we follow up with our customers, or is this happening automatically by Pruvit? It sounds like it's going to be a combination of both. Obviously, if they're people that are your personal customers, then you definitely want to keep those people engaged. And then the second thing that I would say is then you're saying that the customers are actually going to be engaged by the company, which I would assume that's going to happen. And one of the things, maybe Pete, you can answer this too, because this is the question that I had earlier on, was all the experts tab. Is that like Apple's Genius Bar for our company? Is that what that is? Like when they go to your website, it says Ask an Expert. Is that where they're going to be connected with like a Keto Genius or something like that?
Well, yeah, and then we had the Zen desk. So yeah, we were asking Brian about that. I think that's still somewhat in development, but I think like Dr. Andra and other people are going to contribute to that. There'll probably be more of a customer service staff. I wouldn't imagine a doctor is going to sit there and answer questions, but I would imagine that they're probably going to have a nice reference library where they can go to specific questions, and then maybe ones that are non-specific, they will reach out and ask one of the experts at corporate, because we have people on the board and things like Dr. Dom, Dr. Andra, things like that.
Awesome.
So you can always ask, really cool questions in the big group, the winners group, because there are a lot of health practitioners and stuff in there. So don't be afraid. I'm an admin of that group, guys. So if I see anybody on our team ask a question, I automatically just approve it, because obviously I want to support our team. We do get some goofy stuff in there, so I don't approve, but every time I see you guys ask something, I just approve it right away. So
awesome, that's really helpful, because as we're moving into this next phase, I mean, we're now interacting with customers. Customers are going to have questions, and me personally, I don't want to have to be the product expert. I would rather we have someone who is a product expert be the expert, and I'd rather be the expert. Which is what we should all be doing, is promoting the product out there and introducing it to people and really connecting people with the tools, because then it keeps the process simple. So I'm really appreciating that they've got that set up. So one of the other questions we have is, okay, so Luann and Caleb, you said, do they get a text or email? Are you talking about, was that question in regards to customers?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so that was in regards to the customers. Okay, great. So then again, that's probably falling over what Pete said earlier on. Is they're gonna be engaged by the company and by us.
Can I add to that a little, Tony?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Here, I'm at my buddy's house, so I don't want to bore you guys with my bulldog and stuff. We have a very sophisticated fax system. The CEO actually owns a big company called iZig, so we literally could text you if someone went to your website. Like if they just clicked on it, you could get a text, all the way up to obviously the VIP. Right, settings are on VIP, but we had already talked about that, maybe getting a text every time someone actually buys something, or every time someone registers, or just becomes a distributor, whether or not they're going through the VIP. And we're going to address that on the call in a little while. But I appreciate your guys' input. At what level do you guys want it to notify you? Do you want it to be, from a click? Do you want it to be from a, $14.95 and up? Do you want it to be when they become a distributor? And then we'll just do whatever makes sense for everybody.
Cool. Right on, man. Okay, so then let's see. What was the other question? Okay, so does anyone happen to know if the VIP Preview Direct bonus is rolled into the weekly bonus number, or is that separate? I would say that would probably be rolled into the same bonus. I mean, that's what I would assume right there.
Are you talking about the 250?
No, the question was, does anyone happen to know if the VIP Preview Direct bonus, so the VIP Direct bonus, is rolled into the weekly bonus numbers? So here's one thing to know, you guys, is that starting September 1st, we're on a completely, we're not in the preview compensation plan like we were back in August. So it's like we started fresh, and we're on a new compensation plan, so the numbers are different. So those numbers are different, and the compensation is different from the preview period. So the preview period was just like a straight-up affiliate side. This is now we're in a full-blown compensation plan mode. So as far as your goals, yeah, I would, Pete, back me up on this one and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but whatever you see in the back office calculates the commissions that were on the 31st, because remember the period ended on the 30th, and then the 31st was on Monday, so that was the last day of the old preview plan compensation, and then starting on Tuesday was the new one forward, so that would carry on in that.
Yeah, and we probably should have started the new thing on the 31st, because that's when the pay period started. That's why we have actually we're going to have two paychecks this week, one from just August 31st, and then one from the rest of the week. There are still things opening up. They opened up something yesterday, and my not that we talk about money here, we talk about product, but my income jumped about $900 when they turned on whatever, and then there's still parts of it that need to be turned on. So what you're seeing in your bonus is when you make sales, and I think it's still the first 2 levels, but then there's a whole bunch of new stuff that's getting turned on. So it'll continue to jump. The bonuses are separated in your back office. So if you buy this starter pack, the $200 pack, you're going to see that bonus. And you can just put your finger. So when you go and you open that up, you'll see green bars and orange bars. And you can just put your finger on it. If you're on a phone, it'll tell you exactly how much volume you have towards your goal. And what I'm teaching my teammates is just to pick a reasonable but a little bit lofty goal for this month. And you can drop the menu down, L7, L5, whatever it is. And you can see exactly what you want to do and then plan out your progress. For instance, I'm an L7, and I was, definitely going for L8, which is $250,000, and then I have to do personal and group volume. And actually, the group volume is very easy. I could do probably enough group volume this month to max out the whole comp plan, but then the team volume is going to be a little bit of a challenge because it gets up there. So, but I actually want to go for L9, which is $750,000. That's what I think Michael and Michael are going for, unless they're going for even higher. But Michael may max the comp plan out this month, which is incredible. That means that we can all be doing that, a month or 2 from now. Michael's not even a networker. He's just an incredibly passionate person. And, there's people having great results with just doing samples and, recipes now and different things like that. So, find something that you think is fun to do that, you won't get bored doing. And just run with it, and you can dominate. I actually looked on one of the social media things yesterday, and there's nobody that even has Pruvit on there. And it starts with well, I won't tell you, but it starts with a P, and usually submarines have them. So if that gives you any clue, but there's a lot of opportunity out there to really go out and Instagram or Pinterest or one of those and dominate. Guys, nobody knows about this, guys, seriously. I mean, we know about it, and we think that people are hearing about it because our little group of friends, but in the world at large, I mean, nobody knows about it. So that's our opportunity.
Which that is awesome to be on the cusp of something so big. And, the great thing about this is such an easy product to be able to share with people, and the uptake on it has just been amazing. So, and this is that's what's really impressed me about this this business is I'm seeing people who haven't ever been really all that successful before in networking and professional networking, home business, but yet this product, because it's so good, it's just like accelerating their growth, and that's what gets really exciting about this. So I want to kind of switch gears for a little bit. I think let me just make sure we answered all of those questions. We're going to answer, hey, Caleb, I'm going to have you answer the e-wallet question afterwards, because then what I'll do is I just want to get into more of the other stuff right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of switch gears. We're going to go talk about the GoPro and the Go MVP. So let me get this set up. Screen share. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so can you guys all see this right here on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great, cool. Let me just lock me on the... Okay, so the key here is the entire compensation plan has just 2 main things to really focus on. So one of the things is anytime you're looking at a compensation plan, there's always what I call a pivot point, and that pivot point is if you just focus on one key activity or getting people to accomplish one key point of activity, then your whole entire compensation plan revolves around this key activity. And it's always typically like something that's on the lower end rather than the higher end. Some people would put an emphasis on like the higher ranks and say, hey, everyone needs to hit L6. But the key thing is, like, in our business, it's the smaller actions, it's the many smaller actions that lead up to the big results, or it's the smaller wins or the smaller accomplishments that lead up to the bigger accomplishments. And so when you're looking at whenever I look at a compensation plan, I look for what's the pivot point, the point in which everything rotates on. And it really comes down to the first one. And there's always like two in a company. One is the just get them engaged point, and then the other one is get them into the place where they're now building. And in our business, it's really 2 points, which is Go Pro and Go MVP. And the Go Pro is very simply in your first 14 days, you want to get people to you want to get people to come on as 2 promoters, bring in 2 promoters and 2 customers. So you want to really get that done in the first 14 days. And then thereafter, in the next subsequent 14 days or 17 days, it's just within your first 30 days, you want to go MVP, which is to have a total of 4 promoters and 4 customers. And when you do that, when you accomplish that, you're going to have a total of about, to go pro, if you guys look on the screen, you can have 250 in cash bonuses, 100 in Pruvit bucks, plus you're going to have Go Fast bonuses, and you'll have the accelerated Go Fast. Now here's the thing that we discovered also is when someone first enrolls and their first enrollment, they have an opportunity to purchase the share pack, which is $200, and it comes with about 60 samples in it. That gives them the accelerated double bonus so that they end up having 40% for the first 14 days. In fact, let me just show you guys that. So it's the double direct bonus. When they purchase the share pack, they get 40% on level 1 for their first 14 days of purchasing that pack. So if you really want to maximize your earnings in the Go Pro period, then what you're going to want to do is get that sample pack and then also really go after the Go Pro, because that's going to maximize what you're making on the direct bonus on top of being able to share samples and get that into people's hands and then have the $250 accomplishment right there on top of all the other bonuses. So you're going to do, so here's the, for example, you end up, so here's the trial pack is the 15. It shows you right here what you're going to make in your direct bonuses. So it gives you examples. So if somebody comes in and they purchase the Personal Plus, the on-the-go packets, you're going to make $20. So if you had the 40% bonus, well, you'd make the $20 plus you'd make another $20 off of that first 14-day purchase. So here's one question I do have for you, Pete, because this is a question I think some other people will also have. Is the Go Pro and is the Go MVP, does the Go MVP include the 2 from the Go Pro, or is it you do Go Pro, have your 2, and then you do another Go MVP, so you have a total of 6? Do you have that answer?
I believe it's cumulative, because I know the bonuses are separate. So if you get the 250 and then you get the 500, you get them both. And I believe whatever you did as a GoPro counts towards Go MVP. I'm pretty positive on that.
Okay, so we're going to want to confirm that one, because
I'll ask on that in a minute. But,
yeah, because that would be, because when I'm looking at this, I see that there's 1,500 team volume, and this one has 3,000 team volume. And I'm going to talk to you guys about what team volume, group volume is. But pretty much you want to focus on going pro, in your first 14 days, and go pro again in your next 14 days if that's the case, because that's really, so that at that point everything pivots around going pro in your first 14 days, which really it's only like 2 people, 2 promoters, 2 customers. Most of you guys have already done that, when we were in private VIP phase. So now we're going to want to do it again during the GoPro, or during the new phase that we're in right now. So just think about it, we're in a totally different compensation plan from the last one. The last one was just a preview. This is the real one, and this is the one that really counts. One of the other things that's pretty cool is, well, I'm not going to go over this one today. I just want to really just focus on the GoPro and the Go MVP. So the other thing is that you're going to get a 1% gross revenue of all new volume for that month, which is pretty slick. And here's the key. You guys really want to reach out to Go MVP, because later on in the compensation plan, there are actual bonuses where the Go MVP is going to make an impact in those areas. So that's really what I wanted to cover today. I don't want to go too deep into this. Maybe next week we might cover on this a little bit, or we'll do a special training on the full compensation plan. But really, I mean, if you guys just focus on these 2 things, everything else takes care of itself. It really does. That
Hey,
this
can I
is
inject into that?
yeah, go ahead.
Now, when Tony says you focus on those things, but don't get caught up talking about that when you're selling. One of the things Michael has really tried to stress is, just because the comp plan and everything's changed, don't change your focus. Your guys' team is crushing it, so don't let the comp plan get you screwed up. Just keep focusing on product, and when someone comes in and they talk about the business, that's when you want to share with them, the GoPro plan and how they can accomplish it. Anybody that is taking this seriously should definitely get that. Here's the reason. A, it's going to drive the cost down on your samples to just over $3, which is great. Then if you have to give a couple away or something, then it doesn't hurt so much. And then it's going to put pocket money in their pocket right away. So there's a lot of gamified incentive there. And guys, when you accomplish your GoPro and your Go MVP, you are doubling second, third, fourth levels forever. Okay. The first level is going to go back to normal after the promotion, but you are doubling the other levels forever. And then, of course, the VIP is huge because it makes you an L5 for a whole year, which is your 5th level for a whole year. So think of Pruvit as a race across the United States, okay? Mm-hmm. If you get a VIP pack, you're already in Indiana. And if you get this GoPro pack, now you're already in Colorado. I mean, you are so far ahead. And then you don't have to build your way up to L5. You can start from there, which I think is incredible. And it's not much money. It's not like some of these other companies that are charging thousands of dollars or anything. I mean, you'll blow through the amount of product you're buying in no time. I mean, it's just, right now I'm just looking. You only get one chance, too, guys. One chance to buy your GoPro pack. That's it. Once you buy it, it's gone. And, some people are buying 2 or 3. I bought one the other night just because it made a lot of sense. It just made a lot of sense. So. Don't, and you guys know, but, just teach people, don't stick your toe in the water here, just get involved. The money back guarantee covers your butt for any reason you're not happy, but, you'll regret not going full steam in this if you do, if you don't. So, that's what they're designed for, to really engage people and get them going. Because we know if people, join something, they don't do anything for a couple weeks, they just ignore it. Chances are they probably never will. So we just want to give them the best chance to engage and then support them and compensate them, reward them, whatever you want to call it, for getting a fast start. And that's probably my biggest regret at Pruvit is that I had a great customer experience. I lost 15 pounds the first 2 weeks, but like a knucklehead, I refused to tell anybody about it. And, I have 630 people now, but I'm sure I'd be way over 1,000 had I just done something those first 2 weeks. So we do want to get people off to a quick start. And see, here's the thing, guys. I didn't have any incentive to do anything the first 2 weeks. Okay, if I would have had this in front of me, I would have jumped on it immediately, and that's what it's designed for. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that helps big time. I mean, that helps a lot. And I know that as time goes by, we're really going to understand this a little bit more. So, like what Pete was saying, I would really advise not getting hung up on this. I would just focus on getting engaged and doing what you're currently doing, because the more you do it and the further you go down the path, all this other stuff really becomes unlocked and you begin understanding it as you're in your back office. And that's what's so cool about the back office that we have, is that it really just kind of opens that up and it shares with you guys everything that you need to see. So if you want to see how the volume is working or how the points are working, then you can see all that. So let me just stop this screen for a quick second, and we're going to come to a close, but I do want to just talk about one thing real quick. What's the difference between team volume and group volume? Team volume is the volume between your first 3 levels, and group volume is your entire group, okay, all the way down, beyond 3 levels. So there's 2 points of qualifying. So like if you want to reach for like the L6 or higher, then you've got to pay attention to what are your leaders in your top 3, in your first 3 tiers, and then what is the group. So really, if you were just to focus on going MVP and you were to do that twice, that would give you 8 across, and then every one of those 8 would have 4 customers. And then if you had everyone do the same thing, well, that pretty much puts you at the qualifying of close to about the top of the business, of the compensation plan. So really everything revolves around the GoPro and Go MVP, And if you want to really reach for the top, you want to do that twice. So that's about it right here. If there's any other questions, I'm just going to go look at the page real quick. Caleb, do you guys want to chat and talk about something real quick?
We want to give a couple shout outs, and we also have another question, but I think we'll shout out first to Derek and Shauna, their team, Ashton, Courtney, you guys are all rocking it, Blake, everyone in that group. We're so proud of you. We're having so much fun watching your excitement, your growth, your stories, your journey. It's such a privilege to be a part of that, and we feel very honored as your leaders too. Watch that grow. It's just so much fun. So, and then
shout out to Brian and Melanie too. They're crushing it as well, and just super excited to be a part of this team. That's what I feel like it is. It's not because of us that this team is crushing it. Everybody's participating equally, and we're just so honored to be able to be here and support you guys, and let's do this. Let's keep doing it.
That's so awesome. Hey, I'm going to jump on with the CEO, guys. You guys are my biggest team. You're my hardest working team, which is, in essence, my best team, and I just love you guys. I really want to meet Ashton. I haven't met Ashton yet. I think I've met everybody else. So if me and Ashton maybe can hook up later, I'll get you on the phone with Brian or Michael, and really proud of what you're doing, bro. So I will go get some more answers for you guys. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for Tony for all the leadership, and Dave. And we're just crushing it, guys. Just getting started, okay? Thank you.
Right.
God bless.
Right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.